How you doing? This is Coach DeCarlo. Today we're going to talk about creation. Now, what do I mean by creation? I'm talking about you creating your day. But we're going to be using a story from the Bible. We're going to be going to the beginning. We're going to be coming from Genesis, the first chapter, and beginning with the first verse. And I've often said, and you've probably heard me say it in one of my recordings, that from Genesis to Revelation, this is your story. Now, the question is, what story are you telling? And many of you will inquire, DeCarlo, what do you mean from Genesis to Revelation, this is my story? The Bible is one of the greatest books of human behavior. And if you understand the people in the Bible, more so than historical figures, they're states that we embody. As we move throughout the course of our life, we embody many of these states till we get to the final state of Christ. But in this state, we're going to be talking about Adam and Eve and God's creation and how it applies to you in creating your day. In the beginning, God said. In the beginning of your day, you say. Now the question is, what are you saying? Mr. Lindell will often say that your say is a valid say, whatever that say is. Now, some people will say, well, what does that mean that your say is a valid say? Whatever it is that you're saying is going to be reproduced in your life. So whether you're saying this is going to be a bad day, a good day, or you can care less what kind of day it's going to be it unto you according to your say. So you're always creating. And many of us will say, I told you this was going to be, I knew from the beginning of this day that this was going to be a horrible day, and I was right. Or you say, well, I knew from the beginning of this day this was going to be a great day, and it turned out to be a great day. So in the beginning, God said. What are you saying in the beginning of your day, creators? So what we discover from that, God said, let there be light. The light we're talking about is illumination. You being awakened and understanding consciously that you are in fact creating your day. You're created moment by moment, thought by thought. And as I stated earlier, you determine the kind of day that you're going to have. And this was the first day. Now, when we're talking about the first day throughout the course of your day, you're living out the 7 days. You start your day and you say, this is going to be a great day, bad day, or whatever. Then you step into the second day. Then we talk about, as it were, the sky. It says God created the heavens and the sky. Now, you say, well, how does the heavens and the sky apply to me and my day? Heaven and sky is symbolic of the imagination. We're told that the kingdom of heaven is within you. When we begin to understand that heaven is the predominant thoughts, feelings, states that we're holding at any given moment. When we begin using our imagination to create our day, we determine from that, when we say, for example, it's going to be a great day, inside our mind, we begin to perceive what, in fact, a great day looks like. So anything that is unlike a great day, we discount it and say, that's not the day that I've created for myself. Likewise, with the creators out there to say that this is going to be a bad day. You begin looking at your day, and anything that does not reflect anything less than a bad day, you don't see it. You don't see it until you become in tune what it is that you desire to see. You say, well, I don't desire to have a bad day. If you're giving credence to it by saying it's going to be a bad day, or even just thinking it's going to be a bad day, as opposed to saying, I'm going to make this the best day possible, then you're beginning to plant the seeds, the harvest of that day. Then we step into the third day, or the third module into your day as you're planning and living out your day. It says that God created the land and the seas and the creatures therein. When we're talking about the land is the earth, the physical manifestation, or what we do at the conscious level. The sea are the things that reside below, or what we call the subconscious level. And the way that you create your day at a conscious level, or even at a subconscious level, is through the first and second day, imagination. God said, and God began to imagine. So you begin to feel your land, the earth, your physical manifestation, your sea, your mental mindset, with the thoughts, the imaginations that you've had previously a moment ago. So when you say it's going to be a great day, you begin creating your land and your sea. Your sea by your imagination. You begin seeing in your mind's eye everything that lines up with a great day. And it begins to outpicture itself in your land or your physical reality. Then we talk about the sun and the moon, and then the stars, the lesser lights. When we're talking about the sun, again, we're talking about illumination. Throughout your day, you're giving your attention to what? And depending upon what it is that you're giving your attention to throughout your day, that's what's being manifested in your good day, because of course that's what you're focused on. When we talk about the lesser light, this is the time that we get into a relaxed state, or a state akin to sleep. When you're in your downtime, when you're in that relaxed state of consciousness, when you think that you're unaware, when you think that the lesser light is less important, this is when you're actually transforming your day. See, it's when you're at a subconscious level that day begins to take shape. See, it's not at the conscious level. Even though the conscious level, we tend to occupy that space more, it's at the subconscious level that change takes place. Because whatever it is that we're giving to our subconscious mind to create, to design, to manifest, it takes that on as a command from you that this is what I want in my day. For example, it's going to be a great day. Then subconscious mind, the lesser light, and I say lesser because we perceive it less, not that it's any less in degree. We begin giving it the command of, make this a great day. And it goes about seeing everything that lines up with a great day. It's like getting a brand new car, for example. Before getting that car, you didn't notice many of them on the road. But the second you purchase your brand new car, you begin noticing that model everywhere. Whereas before, you took very little notice of it. Likewise, this holds true when you're creating your day at a subconscious level. Whatever you're giving attention to at a conscious level with feeling and emotions, that's what's being programmed at your subconscious level. So be mindful of the outpicturings and the little things. They say that the little foxes destroy the garden. It's those lesser lights that you think that are less important, those little moments that you're reflecting, that you're thinking that it's just an idle thought, that it's not that important. It's those stars that are bringing about the manifestation of the lesser light. So just be mindful of what it is that you're giving your attention to moment by moment. Then we discover on the fifth day. The fifth day, we discover that God created the birds of the air and the fish of the sea. Now again, when we're talking about the birds of the air, we're talking about a higher level of consciousness. Those things that we're doing in our imagination. It was told of Moses, remember the things that you saw when you were in the mountain or in the high place. Remember the things that you saw when you were in that meditative state, the thing that you meditated upon, the thing that you wanted to bring about, so that you can bring about that manifestation. But also, when you get into that deeper state, the lower state, find yourself being reflective of what it is that you're giving your attention to, because those are going to create your fish of the sea. Just because you don't always see the immediate manifestation of the things that are giving your attention in the lower state, don't believe that it's not bringing about a cause, a condition in your life. So sometimes we bring about conditions at that lower state, and we think that, well, no, it's just, I'm just feeling this way for a moment. But we're sowing seeds in our imagination. If we're not careful of those seeds that we're sowing in our imagination, they will in fact give harvest. It says on the sixth day, God created the beasts of the field and men and women. When we're talking about the beasts of the field, we're talking about attitudes. What are those things that you're naming in your circumstances, in your environment? And are you naming them of lovely and good report, or are you calling them something else that's undesirable? See, if you're calling a situation that you're facing, let's say bad, for example, then be it unto you according to your faith. Every situation, before we name it, is just a situation. It's when we begin giving a name to that situation that it begins to take on a life of its own. You're given to name the beasts, the attitudes, the emotions, the states in your life. And you can call those things good, bad, or you can choose to call them nothing. But it's because we're eating from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and we begin judging according to appearance. And the thing that you're judging as evil, often, if you give it time, will show itself to be the best thing that could have happened to you because it brought about your transformation. So be mindful of what it is that you're calling the beasts of the field. We're also told that he created men and women. When we're talking about the man, we're talking about the conscious level. We're talking about those thoughts that we are operating from on a daily basis. But when you're operating at a conscious level, it begins to germinate into the subconscious level and begin to procreate and create a child. The child is your manifestation. It says that the woman was taken out of the rib, the opening, the door, the gateway of the man. The woman procreated by conscious thought. What is it that you're giving your attention to, Creator? Because that's what's impregnating the subconscious mind, the woman. And of course, your manifestation is in fact the child. I often will say that every man is Mary awaiting Christ to conceive. When we're talking about conceiving Christ, we call that salvation. When we're talking about salvation, salvation is that thing that you desire to manifest in your life and the thing that you're giving your predominant thoughts to. So they will in fact be reproduced into your life. The question is, as I've stated before, what? So you start your day and you decide what it is that you want to create. Once you decide upon that thing or those things, you begin giving it life by giving it your attention and reflecting upon it in a positive outlook. See, because if you're giving negative energy to it, it's still a prayer. We're told that we're praying without ceasing. We're always praying. And as Lindell as well as Neville will tell you, we're always thinking ahead of our evidence. So whatever it is that you're thinking about will be brought about in the physical manifestation, or what we call the evidence. So as we're stepping into the seventh day, what you need to understand about the seventh day is that the seventh is symbolic of rest. Once you've given your attention to what it is that you want to create, you don't sit there and fret and worry and say, oh, how's this going to take place? You release it. You let it go, and you know that it's done. And then the only thing you're left to do is to walk out, live out the thing that you've set in motion by giving your thoughts and your attention to when you made the decision, this is going to be a great day. You allow it to be a great day, and you live from the perspective, the mindset, the attitude of a great day. And so shall it be. And we call this seventh day resting in the results or in the knowing. This is Coach DeCarlo saying have a great and abundant day.